Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to be reading out a question I received from a woman who is struggling with vaginismus. Essentially, vaginismus is a condition where a woman struggles with penetration during sexual intercourse with her husband. So I'm going to read out that message in a moment. I just want to make you aware that if you have any questions that you would like me to answer, if you would like the chance for me to answer those questions in an upcoming video, I have a form. I'll leave the link to that form in the description box below. If you have an urgent question or need my advice more urgently, then I would recommend joining one of my courses or booking a consultation with me. I'll leave details about my courses and consultations in the description box below. And I do want to mention that because this video is about vaginismus, where a woman struggles with intimacy being painful, if you are struggling with painful penetration, I have a course that can help you with this. The course is called Confident Marital Sex. I'll leave a 50% discount code in the description box below if you're interested in joining that course. So let me read out the message. Hi, I've been married for several years and have vaginismus, which I am having therapy and medical treatment for. My husband has just left it to me to sort out my problem, and I've had to deal with it all alone. My husband often makes digs at me for not being a good wife, is cold towards me as if it's a punishment and I deserve it. And I've caught him messaging girls in the past, and he's made hints that a man talking to other women is not a sin, as men are allowed to have more than one wife anyway. He regularly tells me that he thinks I cannot be fixed, and this is harming him physically and mentally, and he wants a second wife. He has told his parents and siblings about my vaginismus. I'm going to say that bit again. The man, her husband, has gone and told his parents and his siblings that she is struggling with a painful sexual condition, even though it's such a personal and intimate subject, and often says he will speak to my brother about it too. I've suggested couples therapy as I feel there is a lot of distance between us, and I think working on our relationship to build a connection will help me with getting better. But he refuses, as he says this is a me problem and he does not need therapy. He keeps asking others, mainly males, for advice, and they all keep suggesting getting a second wife. But I don't see how this will resolve the issue, as him getting a replacement will affect me mentally and emotionally, which is detrimental to my recovery. Please can you advise, as I am stressed and feel like I am all alone with no one to give me unbiased advice. Okay, so here's what I have to say about this situation. I feel like there is quite a lot of spiritual abuse going on here, spiritual manipulation, gaslighting, things mentioned such as, the fact that it's fine for him as a man to talk to other women, just because men are allowed to have more than one wife. So he's kind of making up his own rules in the deen, and that's a serious issue. The fact that he's gone and shared personal, intimate details with his family about you is also a serious issue. You have done what you can from your side. So I'm speaking to the woman here. You as a woman are going through therapy yourself. You're getting medical treatment for your vaginismus. So you are trying to overcome your vaginismus. And what I want to say is I want to just flip all of this. If any men are listening to this, if a man is struggling with a sexual issue in his marriage, such as erectile dysfunction or premature ejaculation, and he really wants to overcome his sexual issue, but he's struggling with it for the time being, but he goes and seeks treatment and tries to get help for his sexual issue, but it's taking him some time to overcome it, okay? Because usually things like this do require some time. How would the man in that situation want his wife to be with him while he tries to overcome that issue? I'm sure most men would want their wife to be patient, understanding, and loving. I'm sure most men would not want their wife to go and tell her own family or his family that he's struggling with erectile dysfunction or premature ejaculation. So this is really serious. The fact that he's gone and spread this amongst his family, and he's even threatening you that he's going to tell your brother and tell your family, that's a serious issue. The fact that he doesn't want to get therapy and the fact that he's saying that I don't need therapy as a man, again, this is a serious issue. Like when I read this message, before I started recording the video, I read the message first. The thing that came to my mind as a gut feeling, and gut feeling, I believe, not all the time, but most of the time, it can be related to your intuition. And I believe intuition, when it's based in the deen, in terms of what Islam says, I believe intuition is something from Allah. So my gut feeling and my intuition is that your vaginismus could be, I'm not suggesting it is, but it could be a means of Allah protecting you from this man. Maybe you're not meant to be with this man based on the fact that he is unable to fulfill the main purpose of marriage in Islam. I'm going to quote directly from the Quran, which means that this is from Allah, what I'm going to say. I'm not going to share the verse numbers. Anyone can go and research this. It's actually a very well-known verse in the Quran related to marriage, okay? And this message is about marriage. The main purposes of marriage in Islam are as follows. Mawadda, which means love. Sakina, which means tranquility. Mawadda and sakina. There's also rahmah. Rahmah is related to mercy. That is the main core elements of any marriage. And your husband has violated those core elements of marriage by him going and spreading these intimate details with his family and threatening you. So that is a serious issue, okay? And I said I'm literally taking this from Quran. So this is Allah telling us, like, I feel that if he doesn't want to go and get therapy, and if he's just leaving you to try and solve this on your own, and he's making this a you issue, he is not being a team in the marriage. And what's the point of getting married if you're not going to be a team to resolve issues? He's just leaving it to yourself. And he is further making it worse for you by saying things like, it's fine for me to go speak to other women, it's fine for me to get a second wife. It's just absolutely, to be honest, it's absolutely ridiculous for him as a Muslim man to be doing that. And actually, like, I don't know how long you've been married to this man, but I would say that if he is showing these signs to you now, let's say you've been married for a year, I don't know how long you've been married, and let's say it's still fairly early on in your marriage, he's showing you these signs now about his character. Let's say you overcame the vaginismus, okay, and then things became fine. He has shown you that he's unable to be a good Muslim man and stay with a woman when she goes through a difficulty. So what is going to happen later on in the marriage if there are other challenges or difficulties that come up? Because it's inevitable. In every single marriage, there are ups and downs. There are challenges in every single marriage. And the point of being married is to work together as a team to overcome those challenges and those difficulties. But it seems he's too frail and weak and kind of exerting a sort of toxic masculinity. He is unable to have the courage to step up and be a man when he's needed to be a man in this situation, to help you and support you. And I want you to just think, what would our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam do if his wife was struggling with any area of life? I know for a fact that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would help his wife to overcome her challenge. So you're asking for my advice. I think you know deep down what the right thing to do is, because is this man that you're married to the type of man that you want to remain married to for the rest of your life if he continues to be this way, not wanting to get therapy, gaslighting you, spiritually manipulating you and making up his own version of the deen? Is this the type of man that you want to be married to? And not just that, is this the type of man that, let's say you overcome the vaginismus and then, you know, you get pregnant from this man and you have kids with this man, is he the type of man that you would want to be the father of your children? Because the man's deen in the marriage is so crucial for the tarbiyah and upbringing of the children. And if his level of deen is not there, which it appears that it's not based on what you've shared in the message, that is something that you need to seriously reflect on and consider, okay? So I won't explicitly say exactly what you should do because I only have a small amount of context about your situation based on just the message you've shared with me. But I believe that you deep down know what to do, and we have Islam to help us. We have Allah to guide us. So my advice would be to ask Allah to guide you. Wake up at tahajjud time and make serious, sincere, emotional dua to Allah and say, Ya Allah, please guide me as what I need to do moving forward. And then pray istikhara, like make a decision and pray istikhara regularly and take action steps to see what happens. But like, I know that this, what I'm about to say, it gets used a lot on social media. But again, I am just basing it on what the message you've shared with me. I don't know any other context on what I'm about to say. It's just based on the message. This man seems like a serious red flag. May Allah bless you with what happens next in your life and make it easy for you, because either way, it's going to be challenging, but you kind of have two options in front of you right now. And I know you know what I mean. You have two options. You stay or you don't stay. And one of those choices is better for you. Both of those choices are difficult, but one of those choices is better for you in this dunya and potentially for your akhirah too. So you have a serious situation, a serious choice that you need to make. I believe that you are a strong woman to make that decision, and you, as I mentioned, you have Allah to lean on and to guide you with how to move forward. You asked for my advice. I believe that I shared it with you. You kind of can see which way I'm leaning towards. Hopefully I kind of made that evident in the video. May Allah help you and guide you and make this easy for you. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum.